So in my career, I've had to step up and stand out probably my entire career. I think that for most women, we're scrutinized more closely. And starting as a firefighter, I had to do those two things to be successful. And I feel like that part of that is what has made me successful through the rest of my career and gotten me to where I am, which is currently the fire chief in Austin, Texas, and also the president of the Metropolitan Fire Chiefs Association and the first woman president to serve as of the International Association of Fire Chiefs in 142 years. What's really important is to have confidence in yourself, believe in yourself, and don't let somebody else tear you down. Don't let their opinion of you tear you down. So always believe in yourself. Know that you can do anything you really want to do if you believe in yourself. It is a social issue about inequality, not only in the fire service, but in the greater, broader spectrum of our communities and where we live, and that women have always had a gender inequity, and particularly in a fire service type of situation where it's predominantly men. And so I think that, but that comes from their experiences in life, that where women are not their equal. And so we have to change that way of thinking. We have to teach our fire service to be inclusive and to want to know the reason why it's important they're inclusive, that it creates better gender diversity, it creates better diversity period, not just gender diversity. So I don't know if there's any real big ideas in my presentation tomorrow, but I want to focus on just the sort of where we are and where we probably need to go. And I think the important things is that we can't always just only be fighting fire. We have to think what our mission is beyond that. And I think the other thing that's important is the diversity issue and the inclusion issue, and that we can't just get along to go along, but that we have to make a conscious effort. In reality, some of what we do is really more like a social services in regard to fire prevention, in regard to just community risk reduction, in regard to making sure our community is safe and that they're getting the services that they need from us, not just firefighting. For me, as having been one of the first women, in each position that I have obtained, I probably have a journey that I could tell you about. But I think most what I want to talk about is as the woman chief, that I can take the opportunity to change lives, and that when something goes wrong in regard to gender issues, that I understand it better probably than would sometimes my male counterparts. And I'm not going to say that there aren't exceptions to that, but I think being the woman, understanding the issues more that the women experience. But I had a young woman in my organization that had been power. Her leader, her officer had used the power to force her into a relationship, and it was her story that got told that changed our way that we deal with cadets and probationary firefighters. And it's her story that led to us developing and implementing a relationship policy. So in my organization, you cannot date a cadet or a probationary firefighter. In our organization, a cadet is one that's in training. I think that the important part about that story is that it led to change. It led to making things better for other women. And it also led to, we have a relationship policy that incorporates not only the cadets and the probationary firefighters, but it incorporates people that are working together in the same fire station. So there's no dating if you're working in the same station on the same shift. I'm not saying you can't date, but you just can't be at the work, you cannot share the same workplace. And I think that by having those policies and implementing them and enforcing them and holding people accountable, it encourages and it gives people the trust that they can come forward with their story. They can come forward with their challenge or their issue or their indignity, and we will do something about it. So I think that should encourage women or men or anybody that has been treating poorly to come forward. I always want to say after any interview is that everybody should always have working smoke alarms in their homes.